Nightcat Classic Tales. This is the part of the show where I relive something traumatic and or embarrassing from my childhood and or adult life and or probably happened yesterday because I'm an embarrassing person. And I relive it for your amusement. Tonight, because it is the spooky episode, the haunted episode, ooh, episode 13, I thought I might actually tell you, I teased you a little while ago, of the one time I'm pretty sure I had a ghost experience. Now, I'm not a huge believer in the ghosts. I'm not a huge believer in the paranormal. And I'm not saying it's completely outside of the realm of possibility, but I think that a lot of times people interpret things that are completely normal, naturally occurring things as ghost encounters, and I think people read too much into it, and I think that's fine, man. Hey, I'm not here to judge you. If you want to go ghost hunting and stuff, I love ghost hunting, actually. I think it's just fun to go running amok in abandoned buildings at night and stuff like that. Still a hood rat. But I wouldn't say that I believe that there's like a spiritual realm among us where we can interact with the dead. I don't know that I believe that. Except there's this one time. When I was a kid, I was a teenager, my whole family, we were playing Nintendo. I remember we were playing Mario Kart. Suddenly, the GameCube went off, and the stereo turned on. And then it turned off, and then it turned on, and then the volume went way up. And listen, this is a stereo that was so old, and with 3 kids and a stereo that old, there's no remote. So it's not like somebody was controlling it in another room or anything like that. The remote had been gone since the 80s. It was like in the 2000s. And my mom, always a big believer in ghosts. She is always, my mom's a big paranormal Sylvia Brown fan, believes in ghosts, believes in psychics, the whole situation. That was always my mom. She looks around the room, and she says, "Okay, Kelly, we hear you. We know you're here." And then the stereo turned off and the TV turned right back on. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. We've never talked about it as a family since. I don't know even if my family would remember that because we have not talked about it since it happened. I think we were all terrified. So to give you some backstory on that, my mom's cousin, one of her like favorite cousins that she grew up with, his name was Kelly. And Kelly, a couple months prior to this, was up hunting. These 2 guys had broken out of jail, and they went up to Kelly, and they said, "Hey man, we want your truck." So he gets out. He didn't want to put up much of a fight because he had a pregnant wife at home, and he got out of the truck, he gave them everything he had, and they killed him anyway. And he had died in the mountains a couple months before that. And so the lights start flickering, and the stereo starts turning on, and all of the stuff we were doing turns off. And my mom looks around and says, "Okay, Kelly, we know you're here." And then it all just stopped, because apparently he just wanted to bug my mom again from the grave. And she just needed to acknowledge him. She just needed to say, "I know you're here, hi." And then that was it. And like I said, there's still probably a very perfectly reasonable explanation for that. But I remember it so vividly. I remember being so terrified, and I was like, oh man. And I think that's the closest I've ever been to an actual ghost encounter. I won't even call it a ghost encounter. Just a strange coincidence at the very least. I love hearing ghost stories. I want to hear your ghost stories, huh? 601-557-CAT1. Text them to me, leave me a voicemail, or drop it in the comments of this video. I want to hear all about it. I might actually have you on the show to tell me your ghost experiences. Because like I said, I don't necessarily believe in like a paranormal realm among us, but I love stories. I love hearing stories. I'm always about stories. Tell me your alien stories, your ghost stories, your UFO stories. I want to hear them all right now. Leave me a voicemail, shoot me a text. 601-557-CAT1.